Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jarred. I'm making my grand return this week.
Yeah, you fucking are.
Well, no, it's not like I had anything. I mean, I mistakenly RSVP'd to a dinner at my dad's house last week, but like, admittedly, I forgot about the podcast. But I hadn't seen my dad in like a month because of like the quarantine stuff. So I was like, yeah, like immediately.
It's fair enough.
The steak was worth it. Would not have traded it.
Thanks.
We appreciate the love.
Well, I really enjoyed last week's episode. It kind of makes me worried that you guys can survive without me. So I'm gonna try to tread lightly so I don't get the boot because I know you guys can survive without me now.
Hell no. No. We need
As much
you.
as I'd love to blow smoke at my own ass, no, we need you here, Jess. I'm glad you're back.
Well, I'm like really like I'm pretty butthurt that I missed last week's episode because of the content, like the conspiracy theories and shit.
Yeah.
I was listening to the episode, I think maybe the rough draft or whatever, and I'm like, man. And I just started like taking notes like the whole time I was listening. I'm like, oh, this is one that I like too that they're not talking about. Oh, I like this one too, and this one. I have like so many notes in my phone because I'm like, I'm definitely going to at least gloss over my favorite ones, so maybe not get into too much detail. But today's episode, we're going to talk about clones, which I'm sure Ryan is very curious about because I sent some very cryptic messages the other night.
Now it makes sense. It was like 3 a.m. for me, and you just sent a message saying clones. That was it. Just clones. I was like, what? And again, clones.
And then you're like, what about them? And I'm like, yeah.
What? And then you sent me a gif of Snoop Dogg. I was like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm so confused.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about clones, and I'm going to go over my personal favorite conspiracy theories, and we're going to do some more slang. If I probably should have told you guys ahead of time so you could prepare, but it's not.
Fucking prepared for this one now.
So what's new?
I'm not at all.
It's honestly not hard to Google like slang for your region, so like whatever.
Ouch.
And I am going to touch on some of the latest stuff that we do know about the whole pandemic situation, which we have like kept the conversation in that regard light till now. Which I'm going to continue keeping it light, but just some interesting things going on that I just wanted to gather some thoughts about. So if you're a new listener, we would love to hear from you. So you can find us on, Instagram or Twitter and let us know what you think of today's episode. Today we have, Well,
we're fully jarred again now, so we can do it properly this time. So
okay, so I'm Jess.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Ryan.
And I'm Dougie.
Okay, that's the Jarred people. Our Instagram account is @jarred.podcast. Our Twitter is @jarredofficial. You can find us on either of those and, send us some thoughts or
Say
critique.
hi.
But, please don't critique us without actually offering up a solution on what you're critiquing because,
We don't take that shit lightly.
I'm extra sassy because we're morning recording again, which has
for you.
I had a very peculiar situation on my hands yesterday, so
Yeah, you really fucking did.
So basically, like 4 years ago, I accidentally got ordained as a minister.
As we all do at some point in our lives.
But no, my cousin reached out to me this past week and was like, "You're ordained, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, can you marry me and my fiance?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I got my papers yesterday. I had to order my like registered papers or whatever for being ordained. And they got there yesterday and I told him and he's like, "Oh, well, can we get married today?" And I was like, well, we have a couple of things to go over first, but I mean, if it comes to that, then yeah, we can. So I went over to his house and, we went over everything. And I'm like, so do you guys want to do this today? And he's like, it's pretty last minute. Let's do it tomorrow. So no, I didn't perform a wedding yesterday, but I did offer up taking on the responsibility of making the wedding cake. So that's what I had to do last night. I didn't get home until like 10 o'clock. And I'm performing a wedding today. So this afternoon. So I'm really fucking nervous, you guys. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
it's just a very Jess situation to get into. Like
accidentally becoming a minister.
It's like a sitcom, really. It's like a sitcom episode. It's like...
I mean, on some hands, it's really quite an honor to be asked to ordain somebody to marry a couple. It's really quite an honor, I imagine. But just accidentally becoming ordained, I want to know how you get to that situation.
Because, okay, I'm usually a very comprehensive reader, but, so when me and Charles got married, we wanted our mutual friend, to marry us. One, we felt it was more personal. Two, we didn't want to have a religious-based wedding. And that friend, he's no religious affiliation, so there was no chance of that happening. So we helped him get ordained to marry us all those years ago. And I was going on different websites to see how to do it, and I went to this one website, and on like the home page of the website, there's like this little like sidebar where you can enter your name and your state and your email, and I didn't read it thoroughly, so I thought I was signing up for either to be on a mailing list or for more information on how to become ordained. So I filled out my name, my state, my email address, and I clicked submit, and it was like, congratulations, you're now ordained. You can order your papers from our website here.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh. Like, it was that easy.
No.
But yeah, I wrote the whole ceremony last night. I'm really fucking nervous because... believe it or not, I'm not a public speaker, so it's only 11 people. I don't know what the current group limit is in North Carolina. Hopefully it's like not less than 11, but yeah, so that's a thing that's happening.
I hope we don't get floods of requests now asking for Jess to ordain people's weddings.
Well, it was like, it was kind of like, they send you like this package where it's like your certificate of ordination, and they send you a little booklet like with everything that you need to know for performing a ceremony. Like, it breaks everything down like piece by piece for a wedding ceremony, like the ring exchange and the vows and declaration of intent, all that stuff. And I'm just like reading through it yesterday, and I'm like, oh my god, I just realized, because like my whole family being from the South, Southern Baptist, so I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to pray? Like, am I gonna have to lead these people in prayer? Am I gonna have to read from the Bible? Like, that's gonna be so awkward. And I almost felt like it was gonna be like disingenuous. Like, for me to pray over someone's marriage, it's like, I don't believe in that stuff. So it's like, how genuine will it really be?
Yeah, at that point, it's just like empty words at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. Like, fortunately, my cousin, he's religious, but he's like, no, like, let's not do any prayers. Like, we just want this short and sweet, like, in and out of there pretty much. So, I'm going to do the standard, Corinthians verse from the Bible where the love is patient, love is kind, blah, blah, blah. But, like, no prayer, fortunately. So, I can read from the Bible. I didn't want to pray. So, let me look at my notes here. I don't know about you guys in Australia and Britain, but over here, our states, more and more of them are coming up and suggesting how to reopen their states post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Some of them have already started reopening.
What?
But...
Yeah.
Okay. I was throwing this out there because I wanted to gather thoughts on this, because this situation's not even kind of resolved.
No.
Yeah.
And I know there are people that need to get back to work. Like, I understand that. But the biggest ones I've seen so far have been people wanting beaches to be opened back up, which Yeah. I think there are some that have already started opening gradually in North Carolina. I know the beaches have started opening back up in Florida.
Yeah.
I saw something about the South Carolina governor yesterday. He wanted, it said something about he wanted to reopen everything, to including beaches, retail stores, whatever, by like the 1st of May, I think, or something like that. But that's where America is at. What, like, is there anything like that going on
No.
overseas with you guys?
No, ours has been pushed back an extra 3 weeks now, and that's still up for review. I mean, this only came out 3 days ago, I think. It's been pushed. Our lockdown's been extended another 3 weeks, and that's still going to be up for review. But the uproar that we had from just the general public that wanted everything to reopen, it's like, no, dipshits, we ain't going nowhere. You know, I'm not scheduled to go back to work until end of June. That's another 2 months, and that's still going to be up for review. And because I'm not an essential shop, I'll be probably one of the last to even reopen. It could be months and months and months. I mean, so yeah, again, similar situation. People want us to get back to normality, but it's like, even when we do, it's going to be very, very slow. It's not going to be normal, happy-go-lucky the same way as it was before. Some of our restaurants have started to open at small hours for deliveries and takeouts, but that's it. Our supermarkets are kind of sort of going back to a little bit more normality, but not by much. They've still got a people limit inside, 1 in, 1 out kind of thing. We're still kind of in the early lockdown stage because we've not even hit peak yet.
That's what, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people here seem to think that it's already hit its peak. And I'm just confused about why they think that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no vaccine for it yet. Like, there's really no progress that's been made in terms of combating it. So I'm confused why people think this is
And the US
at its
has
height.
actually got the highest count than any other country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like-
going to be a given because the population that you have, obviously, it's going to be, it's going to be higher than everybody else. But even so, nowhere near.
Yeah, it's like we've got minimal compared to most countries, and they're allowing schools to reopen, but that's only, you don't have to, if you're not comfortable sending your kid back to school, you don't have to. It's mainly for the essential workers that need somewhere safe for their kids to go. Some people are happy with that because then guarantee their kids aren't going to go out on the street. So, but that's totally up to the parents. But our borders are still closed and everything like that. So, and with no intention of reopening them that soon anyway.
Well, it's going so far over here as to where people are actually now staging protests outside of
I read about this one.
Like courthouses and things like that. Like they're having actual protests about reopening their states. It's like I understand that, businesses and people are hurting right now, especially small businesses. I get it, but it's like I'm trying not to get too political here, but if the government would just fucking help out a little bit more, these people wouldn't have to be so worried about what's going to happen. Financially. I mean, a one-time $1,200 stimulus check, I mean, for most people that covers rent, if that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I read I'm trying to avoid the news as much as I can because it will literally drive you crazy if you focus on it too much every day. Because it's just all, there's no positivity in it at all. But I read the armed protest in Michigan. Is that right? Was it Michigan that I saw it in? Outside the courthouse. Armed fucking
probably.
Armed fucking protest. I mean, it's the most American thing I've probably heard in such a while. But, no offense. But even so, is it... I get it. People want shit to go back to normality. But have we got to go that far? Like, it's not going to solve anything.
Well, yes, we do have to go that far because I'm not going to name names here, but a certain leader of America has been rage tweeting recently saying liberate Minnesota or whatever, like just a ton of different states, just in all caps, just liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia. Like it's like,
Can he
and,
get
you
in
know,
trouble for that? For that's basically inciting riot.
one would think.
Yeah. You would have thought so.
One would think, but I think at this point, after 4 years now, we've learned that he's above reprieve, pretty much.
Doesn't give a shit.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna lean too far into that, but
No.
In terms of like the news intake, I'm bad for that too. Like I love Facebook because that's where I go for shit posting. That's where I go for memes. So I'm like always on Facebook, and even for podcast stuff. Like I save articles that I think will be beneficial to the podcast. But it's like it's so overwhelmed with virus stuff at this point that I have to make like a conscious effort every day to limit my social media intake because it's just depressing. But fortunately, in that regard, Facebook has now implemented a COVID-19 information center, which for some people, I know it did for me, but for some people it shows right at the top of your feed. As soon as you open the app, you can just click it, go there, and it shows you all the latest information, all of the most accurate and up-to-date stuff. So you don't really have to worry about seeing a bunch of false information from Facebook friends. Moving into that, I did save an article that I thought was kind of interesting earlier this week. And I think, like, generally, Americans are so, like, we're the biggest, best country in the world. Like, America runs everything. I think it's really easy for us to think that everyone else knows about the stuff that we know about or does the stuff that we do. But I mean, even hanging out with you guys for so long, I've realized like, oh, they don't do it that way over there. That's weird. Oh, like even when it comes to like music and movies and stuff like that, I'm like, what? You haven't seen that? Like, I know it's an American show, but anyway, so this article was like, I'm not going to list all these things, but it was 41 things Americans do in movies and TV shows that confuse the hell out of non-Americans.
Wonderful.
Let's see. One of the interesting ones to me, this person tweeted, and they said, do Americans really decorate their lockers with posters and mirrors and pictures of their crushes, or is that just in movies? Do you guys don't decorate your lockers, or
No.
in school?
We don't have lockers.
When you were in school, you don't have lockers?
Not like what you guys do. Like when we got to, with high school, we did get a locker, but I've never seen anyone put anything in it like that, like you see in the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, like over here, like I remember like when I was still in school, like Walmart basically had an entire section dedicated to locker decorations and like locker shelves and magnets and mirrors.
You could even get like plastic like mountings to go into your locker. That way you could organize your pencils and your fucking.
Oh my god.
You could put a shelf in there if you wanted to. Like if your locker was designed that way that it didn't have shelving, you could buy shelving to put into your locker. Like. Yeah, like, it was a thing. Like, I think the only time that I didn't necessarily decorate my locker was probably my senior year of high school. And it was only because my senior year, I was only at school half a day. And then I took college courses the other half the day.
Yeah, I didn't do it senior year because I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I barely used my locker at Cape Fear, man. Like, I don't even, there was a couple times I forgot my locker combination, so didn't really
over
use it
here
that much.
we've never ever had lockers from 4+ unit, which would be kindergarten, I guess, for you, primary school, high school and secondary school, and even college and university. never have lockers through any of them. Literally, you keep your bag with you at all times. You put it under your chair or under your desk when you're in the classroom. The only time you have a locker is when you're in PE, and you're only in there for an hour, and it's just to put your normal clothes in there so nobody nicks them whilst you're doing your PE activity. That is it. We never have them. I thought it'd be a great concept because obviously I'd always saw it in movies, and I was like, oh great, I wonder if when I go to the next school if I have one so that I can personalize it. No, not a thing. I think I was more disappointed on my first day of high school and secondary school because I didn't see a locker. I was like, oh, I had so many great ideas.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Because like, I know with the private school that I went to, we were not allowed to have our book bags, like carry them from class to class. Like,
really?
They had to go in our lockers.
So that, for me,
Amber,
I found
was
that
it the
so
same
bizarre.
way? Was it the same way in high school? We weren't allowed to have book bags in class
Oh
there
yeah,
either, were
yeah,
we?
yeah. No, we couldn't carry our backpacks in class.
I'm not trying to be like,
Like if you,
because I don't know the origin.
Could was if like, I think they made certain exceptions.
It had to be
for,
clear.
Like, it had to be clear, or if you had like, you know, if you were an athlete and you had weightlifting and you had to carry, you know, like gear or like your uniform or whatever. I think that was like the only exception that they made.
Yeah. And I don't know the origin of this rule, but I would assume it goes back to school shootings, probably.
Yeah.
Which is pretty tragic. Anyway, moving on. So, let's see. The next one that I saw. Do Americans really have red cups all the time at parties, or is that just in movies? So do you guys not do the whole solo cup thing at the parties that you have, or like?
No. Generally,
What the fuck?
we'd have little plastic cups, nothing the size of what you see in the movies with you guys.
So, but I mean, is like flip cup a thing, or is that just us?
Beer pong, flip cup, like what you don't.
Beer pong's a thing for us, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, all the parties I've gone to, you know, see people have got their plastic cups because obviously it's a pain in the ass to wash them, and then you're mixing your drinks, and it tastes like shit. We have just white plastic cups, which we just disregard and whatever, because it's easier instead of washing them all up afterwards. Beer pong's obviously definitely a thing. It's fucking amazing. A couple of times I've played it, I've kicked ass. So anybody wants a challenge, bring it on. But I remember the beer pong sets we did buy one time. It was actually it's funny you should mention the red cups. So they were actually designed as the red cup styles that you would see in movies, and it was made to look exactly like obviously an American style of ping pong. But other than that, nah, we've got none of the red cups.
That's like the staple of like any party in America, like red solo cups. There's literally, I haven't heard it in its entirety, but someone actually made a song about solo cups.
Oh my
God.
I could recite and sing it if I truly wanted to, but I just don't want to talk about that point in my life, so I'm not going to.
This is making me so excited for you guys to come over here and visit. Like, I'm so stoked right now. The next
so we
one,
get to use a solo cup. Yeah.
oh,
Red cup.
we're gonna fully Americanize you guys, like fully.
As soon as
It's
we
gonna be
land,
great.
Jess is going to be there at the airport with a red cup each with a D and an R on it. Dougie and Ryan, there you go, first red cup.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So this one is also kind of school based. Do Americans actually have a school assignment where they have to take care of a bag of flour like it's a baby with another student, or is that just something in movies and TV shows?
What the fuck?
Okay, I don't know if Amber took home ec or not. I did not take it in high school because I just didn't.
I didn't
want
take
to.
home ec, but I took parent and child development.
Oh, yeah, it was a thing.
So
You had the fake baby, didn't you?
I had the fake baby, yeah, and that motherfucker was the devil.
I think the bag of flour.
No, my actual baby doesn't act like the way that fucking baby doll did. No, that thing's horse shit.
I think the bag of flour was probably like an older method for sure, because like I know when we were in school though, it was more like it was a baby doll. It wasn't a bag of flour, but I have seen the bag of flour done, just not recently. So like do you guys not have to do that over there? Or like...
I couldn't tell you. I've never had any classes that covered that, so...
You know, I never participated in those classes, obviously. But the ones that we did have, it was an actual robotic baby that would scream, piss, shit. You know, it would do all of the functions of a actual baby. And yeah, students would have to look after it for like a week or something like that. You know, keep it around the classroom and whatever, take it home. And I remember hearing stories of people going home and taking the batteries out. But obviously they were designed in such a way that they could be monitored and tracked when they were outside of the school premises.
We kept ours for a whole weekend, and if you turned it off or manipulated it in any way, that, you know, went towards your grade. And I remember the girl in my class, she actually owed the school money because when she brought her baby doll home, her dog assumed it was a toy, and I mean, she brought that thing back in pieces.
Oh no!
And
Oh no!
Her parents actually had to pay the school back for the doll. And those things weren't cheap.
No. Wow.
Yeah, well, back
mailboxes.
When I was at school, that sort of technology wasn't available. So.
I'm sorry, but Dougie's just trying to explain something there, and Jess is like, mailboxes.
Okay, so,
Sorry, Dougie, you weren't ignored there, but I did hear what you said, but that was just too good.
Yeah, no, same. I started talking at the same time as Dougie. Oopsies.
All good.
Do Americans actually have mailboxes? Is that genuinely a thing?
Well, I don't know, do you?
Wait, yeah.
Do you not?
We do.
Well, do you have the ones at the end of your driveway where you have the little red flag on it and the little flap down?
Yes.
Dougie, do you have those?
We have mailboxes at the edge of on our front fence, basically, in our driveway. But we don't have the little flag on it. It's generally.
Why? How do you know?
Yeah.
How does if you're sending out, how does the mailman know that what's in the mailbox is outgoing?
Because we don't do that way. We go to the post. We go to the post office to post if we want to post something.
You gotta go all the way to the post office?
What the fuck?
I'm so...
Hang on. There are post boxes scattered around, but generally it's more often than not, like in a small town like where I live, you've got a post box that you can post mail outside the post office, so you can either take it into the post office or just slip it in if you've already got stamps.
Yeah.
That's horseshit.
If you're in the city, they have the boxes scattered around, so you can just go and chuck the mail in there, but you've still got to have your stamp and everything like that. But, no, you don't put mail into the mailbox to send out. It's only for receiving.
I'm so caught up on the fact that you actually put your mail in your own letterbox, and the postman comes to collect it, knows it's going out.
If you raise your
because there's a flag.
If you
yeah.
Okay, when you put your mail into the mailbox, you raise your flag, and that lets the mailman know, hey, I've got something in here that I need you to take. They take it, they put your mail in, they put your flag down, and that's it.
I always thought it was the other way around.
I thought it was the other way around as well. I never knew you actually could send mail out via your own mailbox. I got to do, we do the same as what Dougie does. We have a post box around the village, or you go to the post office itself. But for me, it's a 5-minute walk around the corner, and I love the ladies that are in there, so I go have a chat with them. But if I'm at work, again, there's a post office literally next door to me. And obviously I work in the city. We don't have post boxes around the city because the U's and whatever would trash the hell out of them. So again, we either have one in the post office, or you give it to the workers there, and they post it for you. But here in Britain, we don't even have the mailboxes at the end of our driveway, at the end of our pathway. We have a letterbox in the door. The postman comes up to your door, lifts the little flap, and pushes it through the door, and it lands on your doormat. That is how our mail works. If it's a package that doesn't fit, he does a knock on, and you collect it from him. That's it.
Are Americans just spoiled?
Yes.
Okay.
By the sounds of it, yeah.
See, I'm actually closer to Dougie's side of it because, I mean, I shouldn't be, but I don't know where it went or what happened to it, but at some point, my mailbox flag has disappeared.
God.
So if I want to send outgoing, I either pass it off to my mom and she mails it from her work, or I have to go to the post office and send something out, which fortunately I don't have a lot of outgoing mail anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. But yeah, my mailbox flag is gone. Another little interesting factoid for you non-Americans, the more rural areas, at least where me and Amber are located,
Right.
The mailboxes are only on one side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, even if your house is on, the right side, your mailbox, well, it's going to be on the left if all the other mailboxes are on the left, because it's so, like, desolate out here,
Yeah,
and it's
I can
so
understand that, yeah.
large. Yeah, the mail people, they can only make one trip, so all the mailboxes are on one side of the road. My mailbox is on the other side of the road, so I have to go all the way out my front yard, which is big as fuck, and then cross the road just to get my mail.
And
How
see,
how unfortunate for you.
Yeah, it'll be a lot better once I move.
and I see, like, and where I live, I live pretty
Did
much in the woods, and there's my road's just a long dirt road, and there's, like, probably like 10 houses down, and so all their mailboxes are just lined up at the beginning of the road. But the lady that lives across the street from me, her mailbox is in my front yard.
Okay.
It's just one lonely mailbox by itself in the middle of my front yard.
This is why us Brits can't have things like that, because we have trust issues with everybody else that lives around us, so we could never do that. Never.
Oh, and
I'm
people confuse that's for whatever reason it's my mailbox, and she gets my mail all the time.
Wow. Man,
Okay.
why is America so different?
Okay, so the last one before we move on, because we've been chatting quite a bit anyway. Do Americans actually purchase fake IDs, or is that just a movie thing? #confused.
Oh, that's definitely a British thing.
No,
That
I think that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a massive thing over here, buying fake IDs.
Well, when I saw this tweet, I'm like, is this like solely America? Because our legal drinking age is pretty much higher than anywhere else in the world for the most part.
What's yours? 21?
21.
Which now the tobacco is that way now as well.
What's yours,
Yep.
Ryan?
18.
Same as us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the drinking age thing here. It's like you can join the military at 18. You could buy cigarettes at 18 until recently. You could buy porn at 18, but you cannot have a beer until you're 21. So
I mean,
that
I
makes
don't
no
know what
sense.
that's about.
That made no sense.
I mean, realistically, what happened was a bunch of angry mothers back in the 80s. I mean, truly and realistically, them forming that group or whatever. But yeah, no, ever since then, it's just all the parties been lame.
So for us, everything for us is 18.
Yeah.
Drinking, smoking. I think gambling as well. I don't know if that recently changed to 21 as well. I think that's still 18. But we do have something called the Challenge 21 thing in supermarkets. So you can be older than 18. You have to be over 18 to buy them, but you have to look older than 21 to not be ID'd. Did I say that right?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
You've got to look. So you can be 18. So you can be 18 and buy cigarettes, alcohol, or whatever, but you may be ID'd if you look under 21. If you look older than 21, you won't be ID'd.
Honestly,
so you won't
I-
be asked for ID. You're saying.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
of something like that kind of in Fayetteville, in North Carolina, but I think what
It's 40.
Yeah,
if you
if you
look
look
younger
40.
than 40, you have to be
40?
ID.
yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. See, like, I still get carded regularly for, like, cigarettes, and before the whole you have to look 40 thing, I'm like, man, I just must really have a baby face. Like, they think that I'm like under like 18 or whatever, and then it's like, oh, you have to look under 40, and I'm like, well, fuck.
The fact that you call it carded as well, and we call it ID'd. Wow.
Oh yeah, we say carded.
I remember going to the bottle-o and buying alcohol at 16 and not getting asked for ID.
What?
I think the only time I got asked was, oh, what year were you born? And it happened to be 2 years before I was born. So I just straight up said it, and it's like, yep, no worries. Here you go.
See, I can't do that because, like, when they don't card me, but then they ask for my birthday or ask how old I am, I clam up and, like, I'm like, oh shit, how old am I? I'm 18. No, I'm 21. No, I'm 25. No, I'm 28. And then they're like, by that time, oh, well, we have to see your ID.
My second eldest sister, always, even up to when she was in her mid-30s, she'd go to a nightclub and she'd get asked for ID.
She's your second
wow.
eldest.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never had that problem. Mind you, I never went to nightclubs. So.
I got ID'd once at the supermarket for buying a can of deodorant.
Oh.
I was
what?
Yeah, I was 18. I was 18 years old. And I wanted to buy a can of deodorant, alright, because I'd ran out. And she was like, can I see your ID? I'm like, for what? I'm not buying alcohol or cigarettes or anything. I'm like, what do you know? Oh, you're buying a can of deodorant. It's an aerosol. It's compressed air. I'm like, I'm 18 years old. She's like, yeah, but you look 15. Excuse me, what? She's like, can I see your ID?
But it's deodorant.
Yeah, and she's like, but I need to see your ID. It's like, well, I've not brought my ID because I wasn't expecting to be ID'd for a can of deodorant. And she was like, I can't sell it to you. It's like, I have a goatee. I'm 18.
What are you gonna do? I mean, is it?
I know,
I mean,
what am I gonna do? And anyway, the woman behind me at the checkout said, "Oh no, don't worry, love. I'll get it for you. I can plainly see that you're, above 15." And the cashier was like, "No, sorry, I can't let you buy him. You might be his mum." She's definitely not my mum. All right, she's about my age. Look at her. It was ridiculous.
I don't understand. I'm gonna have to Google this. Can you build a bomb with deodorant or something?
I don't know,
understand.
but this woman was so stubborn. She would not let me buy. Can I join it? It's like, thanks. I'm gonna stink now. Like, I got another can on the way home from somewhere else. I'm not saying I went home stinking, but yeah,
I think it's more of the sign that you can. Chuck it in a fire and it explodes, or you can use it like a flamethrower.
Yeah, and it's
what?
It's a solvent. It's flammable. It is.
I'm about to test something at home. Hold on.
I mean, it's not
extremely Jess. No, this is not setting a good example. Well, like Wyett wants to set examples anyway.
I was just about to tell a little story about what me and my mates used to get up to when we have parties. We'd have a bonfire going, and we got an old bit of drain pipe. It was a round drain pipe, down pipe, whatever you call them, off your house.
Yeah.
Chocked it up into the fire, so it was turned into a mortar. Then you'd get the aerosol can, whatever type it was, generally empty.
I see where this is going.
Its contents are empty, but it still will go bang. Yeah. And you drop it down nozzle first, and oh my god! Wait a few seconds, and boom, off it went.
Wow! I'm gonna try.
Okay, I have something to tack onto that here in a second, but just another little fun fact about American IDs. Briefly, I don't know if we still do it in North Carolina, but for a very brief time, they started putting different colored bands around our pictures on our IDs, and each of the colors represented something different. Like one color meant this person's under 21, another color meant this person's under 18. So even if you were over 18 but still had that ID with the band on it saying you were under 18, you could not buy, for instance, cigarettes.
Yep.
Even though your ID, it says it has your birthday on it, but if it had that band around it saying you were under 18, they would not sell you cigarettes or alcohol.
Which now I think they've just changed it to where it's not the color anymore, but now were your IDs vertical or horizontal? Have you seen that?
I briefly had the vertical. Mine's horizontal now, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to find my ID to check some of this shit.
That's all. We just use our driver's license.
Yeah.
That's what That's what our ID is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you had like a specific
Yeah,
card.
no.
for-
Ours has never been any different. It's the same, just has your date of birth. Colour doesn't make any difference. Well, as far as I know, the colour
No.
doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have identification cards for people who don't have their license, but they do make ID cards. That's more uncommon though, but everyone else mainly has a driver's license as identification. But yeah, tacking on to Dougie's story, when you guys come over here, we are 100% building a potato launcher.
Yes.
Spud launcher. Yeah.
Okay,
gun.
so
Yeah, spud
I'm
gun.
sure you guys vividly remember my arsonist ex.
How could we forget?
One of the more fun things that happened during my time with him is we went to his friend's house one night and we built a potato launcher. It was literally like PVC pipe. It was
Yep.
fucking huge. It was at least 10 feet long.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like,
That's a
like
cannon.
it wouldn't.
That's not a
We
spud
would,
gun. That's
yeah,
a cannon.
yeah. Like we took it back to the house after messing with it at his friend's house. It wouldn't even fit in the house. Like we had to like store it in the laundry room at an angle
Oh my god.
so it would fit. But yeah, like at least 10-foot long PVC pipe, and then there was like they installed some kind of little switch on the end of it, and we just used hairspray.
Yep.
And like we were just putting all kinds of shit in that, but not like we used eggs. We used a baseball bat at one point. We
Oh my
launched a baseball
God.
bat.
Jeez.
But yeah, so yeah, we're definitely gonna do that when you guys come over here.
Hell yeah.
So, damn, we're fucking okay. 42 minutes in. So some of the conspiracy theories that I wanted to share with you guys after listening to last week's episode. Like I said, just gonna gloss over them. If you have questions, I will be happy to answer, but I won't. I'll just gloss over. Kurt Cobain did not kill himself. That's my top one. Lewis Carroll was actually Jack the Ripper.
Oh.
Oh.
You guys may have heard this one already. Avril Lavigne actually died in 2003,
Yes.
and her current person is actually like a twin situation, not actually Avril Lavigne.
What?
I've
not heard that one.
I have, but okay.
I think the story is that she committed suicide or something in the early aughts, and her assistant or someone like that who looked strikingly resembling her actually took over as her, which it's kind of a theory as to why her style and music changed so much from her original album. Because I mean, if you guys remember Avril Lavigne, her first album she started as like
Yeah.
this grungy like skater chick, and
Yeah.
like, you know, she was like super emo and shit like that, and then everything following that was like this super poppy, like colorful, like
Yeah.
fun, you know. And everyone's like, there's no way that's Avril Lavigne. Like, she died, and someone else is pretending to be her now.
Okay.
People change.
What?
They do.
Yeah. I mean, they could be put down to that.
I've seen a few artists that have changed to a certain degree. The music's not quite the same as it used
They're
to
a
be.
clone.
But
Oh god.
Definitely a clone.
yeah. Sorry, I don't see that
So-
one. Anyway,
MK Ultra. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Okay, so have any of you seen the movie American Ultra with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart?
I really
No.
need to get on that
No.
shit.
Bitch, it's so good. Okay, I fucking love that movie. It is on Hulu, so you're welcome. I love that movie. Anyway, so basically MK Ultra is like this conspiracy theory about, I may be getting some stuff wrong here because I'm kind of fuzzy, but basically the government manufactures human-like bots or something like that, which like there's a big like whole conspiracy about how some of the bigger celebrities, like global celebrities, are actually involved in MK Ultra, like they're government created people.
Oh, we're back on the fucking bird story again. Oh god.
Yeah, and like the whole premise behind American Ultra, it was inspired by MK Ultra, and Jesse Eisenberg. He's just this run-of-the-mill average Joe dude. Like, he works at like a convenience store. He's got this girlfriend. They're potheads, like kind of like low to middle class people, just average people. And one day someone walks into his store and drops this like slew of random terms, which activates his like MK Ultra stuff in his brain. And it turns out he's actually trained to be like an assassin. And like he has no idea until this person comes into his shop and it's like random word, random word, random word. It's like the activation key for his brain. So yeah, it's like that. And then there was another fun one where someone suggested that life in general is just kind of like The Sims.
Yes.
Yeah,
my
I've heard
favorite.
this one.
And God is the one, like, I mean, you know, whatever, is the one controlling us or controlling our
Yeah.
Sims. Like, everything is a simulation. And
That's why you walk into a room and forget
one
what
thing-
you're gonna do.
yes, every time I forget what I'm gonna do, I immediately think, I'm like, God just canceled that action.
Yeah, he just can't. Yeah, he just stopped me doing that.
So yeah, moving on from the Avril Lavigne clone thing, today's group discussion is if you had a clone for only 24 hours, if you could spend 24 hours with your clone, what would you do? I'll go ahead and start.
Please, please.
I'm very much a person who, if someone tells me I'm not gonna do something, then I'm probably gonna do it. Like, oh, you won't do this. Oh, okay, watch and see.
What a bet.
So, yeah, like, my clone would obviously be the same exact way. So I think I would probably provoke it to fuck with Dougie.
You do
I'd
that
be like,
anyway.
I'd be like, I bet you won't do this to Dougie. She's gonna be like, all right, bet.
You don't
And
need
then
any
I'm sit-
encouragement to fuck with me. You do that anyway.
And then I'm sitting here thinking, like, would I fuck my own clone?
I'm
We've
not
all
gonna
thought
lie.
this.
I'm not gonna lie. That was a brief
I think I
thought I
would.
had in my head.
That was
think
the
I
first thing
would.
that I thought of when you said, "What would you do with your clone for 24 hours?" I'm like, I'd probably fuck it.
I think I would. I mean,
Okay, here's
I saw this.
Yeah.
Well,
Come
Dougie,
on.
is it?
No.
Oh, Dougie, come on. Is it gay or is it just masturbation?
I was going to say,
Like,
is it? I was going to ask, is it classed as masturbation? Like,
I'm not interested in the same sex, so regardless of whether it's
but
my
it's yourself.
copy, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm still not going to want to do that.
But it's you.
Yeah,
That's beside the point.
you know what you
I mean,
like.
even if I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll do that
necessarily
to me,
sexually.
not my clone.
I mean, even if I'm not necessarily sexually attracted to myself, I'm still curious about what I'm like. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not.
One thing I'd want to do is I'd want to see what my back looks like.
It's called. They're called mirrors, mate.
No, but you can't seem to get a good enough look. You try and look around, it's like I can't see because my right shoulder's like coming too far into my chest area. So I just say to him, look, just turn around for me, lift your shirt up. Ah, okay, that's what I look like. That'd be my first thing. Then I'd probably fuck it. All right, now bend over. Oh God.
okay, but in terms of your clone, who would be giving and who would be receiving?
Oh.
That got him thinking.
A bit of a thinker there.
Yeah. Who's blowing bubbles?
Jess.
That's Ryan's brain trying to process.
Yeah. Whilst I think about that, Amber, what would you do with your clone?
I mean, no, that was one of the first thoughts in my head was, would I
Oh.
fuck it? Like, it's there. I mean, and one, it's not anything that I'm not familiar with, but also, two, there might be some parts of myself in which I can't see that maybe I don't want to see. Like, I don't know if I want to know me that well.
What? You've never looked at your own vagina, or like?
It's not even
Yeah,
that.
Amber, come on.
Not that close.
It's not even that.
This is
it's
like-
just like what I want to like even when I get in certain like positions, or if I'm sitting at a certain angle, like there are some ways in which you don't see yourself every day because
that's true.
you're just acting like, would I want to see that? Like, do I really want to watch myself eat a sandwich, or do I really want to see me sitting on the toilet, like actually seeing just a good, it's like
getting an outer body experience.
Yes,
in a way.
exactly. And I don't know that I want to know myself that well. But no, I'd probably
I
fuck
don't-
it.
Oh, I
would.
definitely do. Like, because
I
that
mean,
way...
I kind of.
Go on.
Huh?
Huh?
I was gonna say, I mean, I kind of have a general hint at what my candid self is like because I have a mom who is. She's got like 3 fancy cameras, and she seems to always take photos of me at the worst possible fucking time, at the worst
seen.
possible angle. So I think I've probably seen the worst of myself just because of that alone. So
Yeah, I would want to see myself doing things so I could then improve upon them. But okay, so that's how I look when I'm talking to people. Okay, try smiling a bit more. Like, try, shit like that. Like, okay, yeah, like, again, but I think, like Amber said, sitting on the toilet, I don't think I can really improve on that. Like, it's kind of, I'm there for one
Dude,
job, I'm
no.
gonna do it and go. Like,
you can improve. Start sitting on the toilet backwards so you have a place to lay your head.
fuck it, just sit in the toilet, bro.
Just sit on it backwards. You can just lay your head and take a nap while you
Oh
take
my
a shit.
god, we're getting that lazy with it now. Okay.
Oh.
But I think
So
there's so many things we could do with our clones. So many.
such an open world of possibilities, and then like 75% of us are just like, I'd fuck it.
Yeah. First thing immediate is like, what would I be like in the sack?
Like, bonk, you're going to horny jail.
I know. Stop that. Oh
Well-
fuck.
So Dougie, if you're not gonna fuck your clone, what are you gonna do with it?
I'll put that fucker to work.
It sounds like he's
do
gonna
all
fuck
the-
it.
Do it. No. Do all the shit around the house that I can't be bothered doing.
That's fair enough. You gotta
Yeah,
work
but
and
if
I'll do
it's-
nothing.
If it's you, the clone, and I mean, if you can't be bothered doing it, what makes you think you could get your clone to do it?
That's a good point.
Because I'm the real one, so he has to do what I fucking tell him.
But does your clone have a conscience? Well, of course it's gonna have a. Oh, does it? Oh fuck! Oh, we're going down a wormhole here. Oh wow.
Well, it would
Your
do,
clone
'cause
is
it's-
exactly you.
It's an exact copy of you. So it'll have your memories and everything like that. We'd probably get
damn.
into a fucking argument and then just sit down and go
Oh, yeah.
together.
Yeah, I get in an argument with mine because I'm so stubborn.
I would hate 2 Dougies.
I just feel like if you're gonna put the poor man to work, the least you could do is give him a handy. But whatever.
Right? What the
I
fuck?
know, right?
He can fucking sort himself out.
He gets home after a long day. Oh no, it's been tough. Hey, let me help you.
Oh.
No, not going to happen.
Okay, well, there's
Wow.
a statistic. 3 out of 4 people would fuck their clone.
Yeah.
Interesting findings today, people.
Definitely. We learned nothing new out of our own existence. We would fuck ourselves.
All in all, we're just a bunch of horny bastards, apparently.
Pretty much.
So we're closing in. We're about to close in on an hour. Should we rain check Slang until next
Hell
week,
no!
or should we proceed?
No! I came prepared for this one, okay? For once, I'm gonna fucking win this, okay? I've got
Good
shit
luck.
that's gonna catch. I've got shit that's gonna catch you out. We are not postponing this. I've been ready for this for 2 weeks. Don't take this away from me.
You thought that last week, last time.
Well, now I'm confident because this is actually my city's regional slang. That I don't even know what half of it means. I think I just did a mini round of Don't Get Me Started.
Yeah. Okay, so how many are we preparing for? 2 or 3?
Yeah, we'll stick with
2.
2 because we've got 4 of us now.
Okay. Does everyone have anything pulled up?
I am looking to make sure that I've got the good ones.
I think I have my 2. But I'm kind of like tapped out of Southern slang. That I think you guys wouldn't know, so I'm just pulling from American slang at this point. So it may be more likely that you guys know this stuff, but whatever. So who starts? Dougie?
I can start.
Go ahead.
Buckleys.
Buckleys?
Or Fuckleys.
No, Buckleys.
Buckleys.
Is it shoes?
That's what I was going to
Oh,
say. Sounds like it would be shoes.
I thought belt buckle.
Oh,
Just
I
because
kinda
it's
thought
in
of
the
those little-
name.
Yeah.
I just kind of thought of those little pilgrim shoes with the buckles on.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that.
It's no chance. You got Buckleys.
the fuck?
Oh.
Wow, that's just honestly fucking stupid.
What, like whoop whoop?
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Buckley's no chance.
Okay.
I can see that.
Whatever. Going postal.
Going postal. Going to the post office.
Getting angry
Oh.
of some sort.
Okay. So Dougie's pretty on point with that
Yeah.
one. So, in the 80s and 90s, American postal workers were so overworked and angry that massive outbursts and even workplace murders were not uncommon.
Holy shit.
Thus
my
the
God.
phrase "going postal" became a thing. So if you're really angry on the verge of losing your shit, you're about to go postal.
Damn.
Well, there you go.
Okay,
Alright.
so I think this is the first one Amber's been present for. So I
Yeah,
think,
so I'm hoping that I'm not repeating anything that you may have said. And if I do, sorry.
Well, we have to
Okay,
see if we
hit
can
me.
remember.
Okay, now I remember my nanny saying it.
oh, here we go.
I know, it's going to be one of them. So, when something dills your pickle,
Tickles your fancy. Like,
Yeah.
yes. When something dills your pickle, it makes you happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
on
on
point.
fire
Ryan,
today.
what do you got?
All right. Now, I've never used this one myself, but I've heard people say it. It's a bit black over Bill's mother.
Excuse me?
It's a bit black over Bill's mother.
Is that
She's having a bad day.
This doesn't sound good.
someone's having? Yeah, it sounds like someone's having a bad day, or there's inclement weather on the horizon.
Fuck off! It
Which one
looks
was
like
it?
it's gonna. It looks like it's gonna rain.
Oh, nice work, Jess.
Hell yeah!
That's a regional slang. That is a Leicestershire slang term. How the fuck did you? Fuck's sake! Dougie, carry on.
Okay. You might get this one, but yeah, we'll see. Galah.
Galah.
How this man gonna say we might get this and then hit us with that?
What?
I've heard of it, but I can't think of the fucking meaning. Galah. No, I'm thinking-
I don't even have a guess. So
Well, there's two things it could be, but yeah.
I know. I'm thinking of huzzah, a term of endearment. No. No, fuck. Galar. I want to say an expression of some kind.
Can I phone a friend?
No.
Is it noun, verb, adjective? What is it?
I think you stumped us, Dougie.
Again, it's describing.
What?
Use for
Oh my
What?
God! What?
describing.
Galar is describing something. So you're galaring what galar means to us right now.
No,
This is a glitch in the Matrix.
I'm trying
my
not to. Sorry, I'm fucking hopeless with when it comes to what nouns, adjectives. I failed English.
Okay, gotcha.
Same.
So I'm trying to think of. Yeah. Without giving it
Was
away.
it?
I really thought you would have known one of them, but yeah, the other one I didn't expect. So do you give up?
Oh, 100%.
Totally.
A galah is a stupid person. Oh, you fucking.
Oh, so
galah.
we're galars right now.
Yes. Yes, we
But
are.
it also is an Australian cockatoo, a bird.
And you thought we would have got that?
I'm gonna scream.
I, g-
That
wow.
sounds just like a really fancy way of saying moron. Which, hello, I'm obviously gonna say you're a moron.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I hear it on a daily basis.
Oh, you're a galah. You're a galah.
That sounds so. Yeah,
That was not...
it sounds like a very. Again, Jess sound fucking British doing that.
Yeah,
galah.
that type of person wouldn't be saying it. It's generally more.
Yo, shit, can't
Well,
you
okay.
galah?
That was that was
Very British. That was a
Yeah.
scout spirit right there. Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm mad. Okay, here we go. John Hancock.
So say that again.
John Hancock.
Oh.
Oh.
Fuck. I forgot.
using your own hand.
I mean, you're not totally wrong.
He's not totally off base here. Ryan, what do you have?
I forgot.
Oh no,
It was there. It was
it's
there,
a-
and I forgot.
dick, isn't it?
What?
How did you go from hand to dick? You were.
I have no idea.
Dougie's still thinking about fucking his clone.
No,
Yeah.
I have heard. I'm just trying to remember where. Fucking,
No, I've heard
the
of it. That's
context
why
of
I
it.
was like, ooh. But no, was it John or Joe?
giving someone a hand.
John Hancock.
Fuck. No, it's gone. It's gone. It was there, but I've forgotten.
It's your signature.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking. No.
Origin is John Hancock. He signed the Declaration of Independence, and his was basically the biggest, most fanciest signature on the document. So when you sign something, you're giving your John Hancock.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I'm a galah.
Oh, is it your dick?
He went from hand to dick.
Right? He's like, your hand, and we're like, yeah, that's kind of close. And he's like, dick.
No, dick.
using your hand on.
I mean, your dick could be the pen, I guess. I mean, it's. I'm getting way off base here.
Anyway, Amber.
Okay. And this is just, again, these are just little things I remember my grandma saying. But not having a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Oh, you have no place to stand.
Mm.
That you have no place in, or you have no connection or place to say or agree with a term or something like that, you've got no pot to piss in.
Dougie?
You're being a hypocrite. Like calling the pot, the kettle calling the pot black.
The pottle.
Pottle.
I just thinking of like these grandma phrases. I just came up
know.
with one. I'm gonna hold off until next time though, because I have a really good one. But yeah,
Right.
okay.
Oh no, I really had to go, like, I went deep in my Rosie Bell files with this one to get her her golden nuggets, but not having a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of means essentially, and I'm going to quote Joe Exotic here, being broke as shit.
Okay.
Well, it's a
Being
bit.
poor.
Yeah, being
Oh,
poor.
what?
Like you literally don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Like you're broke.
Oh,
broke.
damn. I thought for us, not having a pot to pit in was a term as if to say that
Yeah.
you have no place to stand in an agreement or an argument or.
I mean, depending on how
along
broke
those
you are, you
lines.
might not have that either.
Well, true. True. Oh, damn.
All right, Ryan.
That was a good one.
Last chance. Yeah, that was good.
The thing is, you say last chance, but I'm just fucking giving up at this stage. I mean, I'm looking at some of these others, and the more I look at them, the more obvious that they kind of become. So I'm gonna go for this one because I'm hoping for the love of fuck you don't have many of these. But now that I've said that, anyway, the word is jitty.
GT.
Jitty. Jitty.
Kind of nervous. On edge or something like that.
I feel like Dougie's thinking of jittery.
Yeah. I can see where he's getting.
My
that logic
first thought was jetty, which over here, especially up north, a jetty is like a pier.
from. Okay.
on-
Yeah, I
the
don't think
ocean.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Amber, what would you reckon?
No, I was thinking like kind of along, and my mind went to jittery too, but
I get the logic with jittery. I think really nervous, and I get the concept of obviously a jetty. But it's neither of those. I think I finally got you on
What
one.
is it?
I think I
Like
finally got you
it's
on.
like
It's
the
a
jetty's like
small
a walkway.
alleyway.
Like
Yeah.
It's a smaller alleyway,
What
like
the-
round by the back of your
How the
house
fuck do you
or
get
down the
jitty
street. It's like
from a small alleyway.
it's called a jitty.
Wow.
There you
Gets,
go.
so it's still the same concept. It's just spelled different.
no, because it's not
No.
over the ocean. It's not over a body of water. This is
A walkway.
It's a walkway. It's a shortcut from like around the back of a load of houses or from A to B through the garages. It's that way. It's always, where did he go? Oh, down the jitty, down the road. It's that kind of that's the concept of it.
Oh, there you go. You got us.
I'm taking that as a win in my books. I think I got you on one.
I mean, I wasn't that far off, but do you?
A
boo-boo.
jetty is nothing like it.
A jetty is a walkway,
Yeah, over water.
Over a body
but
of
it's a
water.
walkway.
But
Structurally, it is a walkway.
this is literally
Well,
just
here,
an
a
alleyway.
jetty-
This is not.
Is going out over water. It's you don't get
Yeah.
jetties anywhere else.
Is it a walkway?
Well, this
Yeah, so
is,
the
but it's
footpath.
kind of.
Yes, it is.
But it's not intentional. This is a jitty is I don't want to use the term walkway because then she'll yell at me again. It's a footpath that is behind usually a row of houses where the fences of the end of the gardens would meet, and there's a space between that one and the next lot of houses behind it. So you've got a jitty going through between the two lots
Yep.
as a shortcut to get from A to B. It's not a walkway. It's
Not
not
a jetty.
walkway. It's not
That's-
let me
that's
win
pretty,
this one. Let me win this one.
That's pretty stupid.
I'm a Brit, okay? I want to
Ryan
win.
gonna go postal if I don't give him this dub.
Seriously.
Oh man, I'm so excited about my next slang, but we're gonna have to put it on hold because
Yep.
the producers are about to get mad at us.
I'm gonna go postal.
So I'll go ahead and close it out then. Oh fuck. Okay.
I'm
How
glad
do I
I'm not
close
going
it
to do it.
out?
I'm glad I'm not going to do it this week. Fuck me.
So you can find us on Anchor, Podbean, and Podchaser, and you can rate and review our episodes individually or as a whole, in terms of the catalog, on Podchaser, which we would greatly appreciate you listeners doing. For the complete episode catalogs for season 1 and 2, you can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube. I feel like I have a lot of spit in my mouth right now. I'm over salivating. We are sponsored by 5 The Gamer. So for all of your gaming headset needs, you can head over to 5thegamer.com. I actually think he just released a new headset today,
He
or
did.
he's got one on special right now. And we do have our own discount code, so if you purchase anything from him, you can apply JARD20 during checkout and you'll get 10% off your order. We'd also like to acknowledge xtiffy.com for featuring our podcast on her website. If you are interested in the outfit creation side of GTA, be sure to go to xtiffy.com for the outfit components. Be sure to tune in next week because we're going to be talking about sleep posting.
Sleep posting.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to talk about, we're kind of going to touch on the state of GTA once again, just a
Google that.
mid-season update, just like last season. And we had a listener request that we discuss music. So we'll be implementing that next week as well. As always, my Wacky Wednesday is going to go on YouTube. On the Jarred YouTube tomorrow. I'm not posting them on my gaming channel anymore at this point. They will be going directly to the Jarred channel. And Ryan's Sunday Fun Day will go up on Sunday. So we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.